Hi guys, so I'm gonna do a live video on my Facebook later, but I wanted to do one on my YouTube. So basically, I thought I had so many things to talk about, but now I'm a bit nervous. So I think what I wanted to say really is this journey has become more than just a coast journey. There are so many beautiful, beautiful places on the coast that I have shared with you. um, in the Shetland Islands, the Orkney Islands, all around the UK coast, and it has been stupendous. Stupendous. It has been incredible. But in all of these places, there are also lots of incredible, amazing people, and they all have lives, and they all have feelings, and they all have families, and sometimes they have woes. I smell a funny smell. Hold on, guys. And you meet these people and you learn so much about life, about people, about what men need, about what women need. I don't claim to be a relationship specialist, but I know that what I've learned is when you lose those special pet names and those special things that you did together, and when you start to lose a little bit of respect for each other, and you don't make time for each other, and you're always overworking, and people treat relationships like a disposable razor. You get a little nick and you throw them away. And I think a lot of people during lockdown were stuck at home together, and their relationship was kind of touch and go, and then lockdown, uh, created even more problems. And I think for me, what I did is, instead of realizing when I took this journey on of walking 12,000 miles and going to my happy place, I think what I did is I buried my hurt of the fact that I had lost my job and my home, not my home, but my where I lived with my partner, my job, my life, my trip to America, and all of those things that were part of my life. And I don't think I realized how difficult it would be to go into Wilkinson's or to go into Tesco and not have that other person with me, or just to have a completely different lifestyle, and going into Cafe Nero when I used to go in there with a group of ladies from work, and it's all change, and change is so hard. And I just tucked it in the bottom of my backpack. A lot of us do. We tuck our woes somewhere and we don't work them out or deal with them or talk about them. And then we realize, well, for me, not only did I bury my hurts and my losses and you know, my life, then I put another 23 kilos on top of that and started walking. And I don't think people realize how difficult it is to go through a life change like that. When relationships break up, when marriages break up, and it's so easy for us to blame the other person. And it's so easy in a relationship to have an argument and you call your sister or your mother and you say, oh, she's a na 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 na, or he's a na 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 na, and complain and fuss and always pointing fingers at the other person, when actually you don't, you don't need to do that. You just take time apart, and because all you're doing is building up a hatred for your best friend or your sister or your mother of this other person that the next day you're having a picnic with on the hill. I've talked to so many women that, that aren't getting what they need from men. And I've talked to so many men that aren't getting the wife that they married because the wife's so wrapped up with the kids and she's not taking the time to give him a bit of attention. And we're all guilty of that. And that's just what I found on this journey. And that's what I want to say is, count your blessings, guys. I have told so many people, if you feel like leaving your wife or your husband, just call me up, because unless they're battering you to the core or abusing you, there's always a way that you can talk. And so that's what I've discovered on this coast path. I've not only discovered how incredible the coast path is, but I've discovered how incredibly silly we are as human beings to not appreciate what we have, to not, make time for each other. And when another part, when your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend is saying, you know, why don't you do this or whatever, they're not bossing you about. They're actually telling you because they care about you. They're advising you. We as women, we get so emotional and we think that, you know, we're being told off, or we're being controlled and stuff like that. And I know that some men are like that, and I know that some women are like that. But you know, sometimes it's just about caring for each other. And we don't all live in unicorn land, and we don't all talk like I do, all ooey ooey and, you know, let's go dance with the fairies. Some people weren't raised to be soft, and, you know, some people have a different tone of voice when they talk, and some people look at life differently. Anyway, am I rambling here? But all I'm trying to say is, guys, when I took this journey on, I thought I was escaping to my happy place, and somehow that all of my hurts and everything were going to go away. And it's healing me to be out there on the coast, but you take your hurts with you, and you take your baggage with you and everything, and you know, it has helped me to live in my tent and learn what matters in life. And all those little things you did with your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, start doing them again. Don't forget them, because you're going to be like me, and you're going to be 55 years old living in a tent, or 55 years old like some of the people I've met along the way that say they're afraid of growing old, or they're afraid of growing old alone, or they're sad, or they're broken, and stuff like this. Because if you've invested time in someone, then invest time, I mean, in someone's life. Or you've, like me, got tattoos, or you've got a ring that somebody gave you, or a necklace that somebody gave you. Don't forget about those things. Don't get so wrapped up in work and going out with the girls or going out with the guys that you forget what's important. Because if you do, it's all going to be gone one day. The relationship's gone. The person is having a life with someone else. What if that person passes away? If you're in a good relationship, and your husband or your wife has got mad at you, and you're screaming, or you're thinking, I'm leaving, I asked you this question: how you would feel if somebody else's car pulled up in that driveway to pick up your wife and your children, or your husband and your children. How would you feel? If it doesn't bother you, then obviously, you know, you don't love that person. But think about that before you decide, I'm going to pack my bags and I'm going to run away. Or I'm going to complain to my mom or my sister and say how bad that person is, when actually you've had a spat. You know, you've had a disagreement. Get over it. And I'm not talking about letting anybody abuse you. I'm not talking about letting anyone, you know, mistreat you. I'm talking about looking in the mirror at yourself and knowing that it takes two people to make something happy and work. And when you stop forgetting about those happy things and holding hands and doing all the fun things that you used to do together, bring it back, because otherwise you'll be one of the statistics of a person that treated their relationship like a disposable razor. You got a little nick, you throw it away and you got a new one, and then you'll get another nick, and then you'll get another nick, unless you look in the mirror and think, you know what can I do a little bit differently? Can I shut up sometimes? Can I be calmer sometimes? Can I talk to somebody differently? Can I not be quite as emotional, or can I be not quite as gruff? Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you following this journey. I hate the word following, but I really appreciate you coming along on this journey with me. And as I said, it's more than just a journey on the coast. It's a journey of meeting people and finding out about people. And you know what? I'm raising money for the RNLI. They go out there and they rescue people every single day. It's time we started rescuing ourselves in our relationships, or we're going to have, you know, single angry people, or people growing old alone and ruining good things that were very, very special, that we forgot how special they were to us. Anyway, that's my little lecture and my little talk, guys. Lots of love.